Welcome to Newsbeacon, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. In April 2025, a subtle but significant change appeared on Google Maps, one that would ripple far beyond the digital world. What seemed like a routine update to millions of users was in fact a move with deep geopolitical consequences. The update sent shockwaves through the already tense South China Sea dispute, a region long marked by overlapping claims and simmering conflict. For the first time, the label West Philippine Sea was made far more prominent within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. This wasn't just a technical adjustment, it was a visible public assertion of the Philippines' stance on the world's most contested waters. For Filipinos, this was more than a software tweak. It was a digital affirmation of their national identity and maritime rights. Social media buzzed with pride, and news outlets hailed the update as a small but meaningful victory in their ongoing struggle for recognition. But the update also challenged China's narrative, directly countering its sweeping 9-line claims. Suddenly, a globally accessible map was presenting a version of reality that contradicted Beijing's official stance, sparking swift condemnation from Chinese officials. Overnight, a tech company's design choice became a diplomatic flashpoint. The world watched as Google's cartographic decision ignited debates in embassies, newsrooms, and living rooms alike, highlighting the immense power digital platforms now wield in shaping international perceptions and even policy. The move underscored a new reality. In today's interconnected world, the battle for territory is waged not just on the water, but on the screens we use every day. Digital borders can be as influential as physical ones, shaping how millions understand the world map. The Google Maps update became a new front in the ongoing struggle for legitimacy and recognition in the South China Sea, fueling protests, diplomatic statements, and renewed calls for international attention to the region's complex history. It was a powerful reminder that in the 21st century, even pixels can carry the weight of sovereignty, and that the lines we draw on screens can shape the destinies of nations. The Philippines erupted in celebration, as news of the Google Maps update spread like wildfire across the archipelago. From the bustling streets of Manila to the quiet towns in the provinces, Filipinos of all ages and backgrounds came together in a rare moment of national unity. The air was filled with cheers, laughter, and the waving of countless Philippine flags, as people expressed their joy and pride in a way that transcended politics and social divides. The update on Google Maps, a seemingly simple digital change, carried immense symbolic weight. For years, Filipinos had campaigned for international recognition of the West Philippine Sea, and now, with a single label, their efforts were validated on a global platform. Top officials, including House Speaker Martin Romualdez and Senator Francis Tolentino, hailed it as a victory for every Filipino and a validation of their legal rights. Their statements echoed the sentiments of millions, emphasizing that this was not just a win for the government, but for the entire nation. The military echoed this sentiment, seeing the update as a morale boost and a digital reinforcement of the 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling. For the armed forces, who have long stood guard over the contested waters, the recognition on such a widely used platform was a powerful affirmation of their mission and sacrifices. Social media buzzed with pride as citizens shared screenshots, turning the new label into a symbol of national resilience. Hashtags trended, memes were created, and stories of personal connection to the sea flooded timelines, as Filipinos everywhere found new ways to express their patriotism online. For many, it was a rare win in a long struggle, proof that their voice was finally being heard on the world stage. Families gathered around televisions and smartphones, some moved to tears, as they watched international news outlets acknowledge the change. The update transformed a technical change into a moment of collective affirmation, uniting government, military, and public in digital patriotism. It became a shared experience, a point of pride that brought together people from all walks of life, reminding everyone of the power of unity in the face of adversity. The West Philippine Sea label became more than a name, it became a rallying cry. It inspired renewed activism, with citizens and advocacy groups organizing rallies and educational campaigns to further assert the country's rights and raise awareness among the youth. The issue of sovereignty was now embedded not just in law, but in the daily lives of millions. From dinner table conversations to classroom discussions, the West Philippine Sea became a living part of the Filipino identity, a reminder that their collective voice could shape the narrative on the world stage. Beijing's response was immediate and uncompromising. Chinese officials condemned the update, insisting that South China Sea is the only internationally recognized name. Academics dismissed the change as irrelevant, reiterating China's claims as historical and non-negotiable. For China, the dispute is about more than resources. It's about projecting power and defending its narrative. Any challenge, even a map label, is met with fierce resistance. The chasm between China's historical claims and the Philippines' legal arguments remains vast, with little room for compromise. The battle over names is a battle over legitimacy itself. The South China Sea dispute is rooted in centuries of history and clashing legal frameworks. China's claims, based on historical discovery and the infamous Nine-Line, directly conflict with the Philippines' reliance on the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. UNCLOS grants coastal states a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, a principle at odds with China's sweeping assertions. The discovery of oil, gas, and the sea's strategic shipping lanes have only intensified the conflict. Decades of standoffs and legal wrangling have created a volatile, unresolved struggle. The dispute is now a complex web of history, law, and national pride. The Google Maps update is just the latest chapter in this long-running saga. In 2013, the Philippines took China to court, seeking clarity under international law. The 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling was a game-changer. It declared China's Nine-Line legally baseless and affirmed the Philippines' rights to its exclusive economic zone. The tribunal also ruled that none of the Spratly Islands could generate their own EEZ, further undermining China's claims. Despite the legal victory, China rejected the ruling outright, calling it waste paper. The decision is binding, but without enforcement, the Philippines' win remains largely symbolic. China continues its activities undeterred by international law. The legal battle may be over, but the struggle for control persists. The world watches as law and power collide in the South China Sea. Scarborough Shoal is the flashpoint where legal arguments meet real-world confrontation. Just 124 nautical miles from the Philippines, it's a traditional fishing ground now dominated by Chinese vessels. Since 2012, China has maintained de facto control, blocking Filipino fishermen and escalating tensions. The Philippines, under President Marcos Jr., has pushed back, leading to dangerous encounters at sea, ramming, water cannons, and high-stakes standoffs. Each incident is a physical manifestation of the broader geopolitical struggle. For China, it's about enforcing sovereignty. For the Philippines, it's about defending rights. The tranquil waters of Scarborough Shoal have become one of Asia's most volatile flashpoints. Facing mounting pressure from China, the Philippines has strengthened its alliance with the United States. Under President Marcos Jr., joint military exercises have reached unprecedented scale, with the 2025 Balikatan drills involving 14,000 troops and new regional partners. These war games are no longer symbolic, they're designed to deter aggression and enhance real combat readiness. The alliance now includes Australia, Japan, and others, signaling a united front for a free and open Indo-Pacific. By internationalizing the issue, the Philippines raises the stakes for any would-be aggressor. The partnership serves both as a deterrent and a means to modernize the Philippine military. In a contested sea, credible alliances are as vital as legal claims. The U.S.-Philippines partnership is now a cornerstone of Manila's strategy. Google, caught in the crossfire, clarified that the West Philippine Sea label was not new, just more visible. The company insisted it was a technical update, not a political statement, and that it strives to reflect multiple perspectives in disputed areas. Depending on a user's location, Google Maps may show different names or borders to comply with local laws. For Google, neutrality is essential, but in a region this sensitive, even a design tweak can have geopolitical consequences. The update was seen as validation in Manila and provocation in Beijing. Global tech platforms now find themselves accidental players in international disputes. Every pixel, every label, can become a flashpoint. The uproar over a map label reveals a deeper truth. Maps shape reality as much as they reflect it. Every line, every name, every label on a map is more than just a reference point. It's a statement of identity, history, and power. When people argue over what a place should be called, they're really fighting over who gets to define the world we live in. The simple act of naming a sea, a border, or a city can influence how millions perceive a region, and even how governments act. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea label is a victory in the war of narratives, reinforcing their claim in the global consciousness. It's not just about a name, it's about asserting presence, history, and rights in a contested space. Each time the label appears on a map, it strengthens the Philippines' position, both at home and abroad, reminding the world of their stake in these waters. For China, controlling names is central to asserting sovereignty and legitimacy. The power to name is the power to claim, and China's insistence on its own labels is a way to project authority and reinforce its narrative, not just to its own citizens, but to the entire international community. The digital realm is now a battleground for influence, where every label can sway public opinion and international perception. With billions relying on digital maps for information, a single update can ripple across the globe, shaping how people understand distant disputes. Social media amplifies these changes, turning map labels into viral flashpoints that spark debate and mobilize communities. Clear naming on maps helps clarify legal entitlements and turns abstract claims into visible realities. In international law, maps are often used as evidence, and the words printed on them can tip the scales in high-stakes negotiations or court rulings. The right label can legitimize a claim, while the wrong one can undermine years of diplomacy. The struggle over cartography is an active front in the South China Sea dispute. Cartographers, journalists, and policymakers all play a role in shaping the narrative, using maps as tools of persuasion and evidence. Every new edition, every digital update, is a move in a high-stakes game of geopolitics. In this ongoing standoff, even the smallest digital change can have outsized impact. A single edit can trigger diplomatic protests, shift public sentiment, or even escalate tensions between nations. The world is watching, and every pixel matters. The fate of the sea is being shaped not just by ships and treaties, but by the maps we all use. In the end, the battle for names is a battle for the future, one that plays out on screens, in courtrooms, and in the hearts and minds of people around the world.